Hey guys, welcome to the Rushdown review for Loop 8 Summer of Gods. This game was developed by SIEG Games and published by Exceed Games. The game is going to be coming on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC this week. Let's just get right down into our review. First off, let's talk about the story. Loop 8 takes us to a post-apocalyptic Earth where remnants of humanity have sought refuge among the stars. Our protagonist, Nin, returns to his home on Earth, a rural Japanese town called Ashihara, to spend his summer. But things aren't all sunshine and rainbows. The Kagai, these really nasty demons, are lurking around. It's only a matter of time before they break through the divine barriers protecting the town. You know, the typical state of the world story. One of the things that stand on this game is the somewhat original premise. Nin is a high school student who's trying to fit in and make friends while also juggling these incredible powers to save humanity. It's like being a superhero with social anxiety, and I gotta admit, it's an interesting concept. The characters you come across are vibrant and colorful, each with their own distinct personalities. It has a layer of depth to the game and makes the world feel more alive. But here's where things get a bit tricky. The story starts off very vague and takes some serious unraveling to get to the real meat of the plot. Now, some may argue that this is intentional, part of the game's experience, trying to do in with this whole divine theme going for the game, but others may think it can be frustrating. You're left scratching your head trying to piece together this puzzle. It's not for everyone. However, once you push through this initial ambiguity, the story starts to shine. Loop 8 boasts an emotional-driven AI system that reacts to every action and decision you make. This means that characters' emotions and stories will vary greatly based on your choices, resulting in a very unique experience with each and every playthrough, including multiple endings. A lot of people love multiple endings in games. It has a layer of depth and personalization that keeps you engaged from start to finish. So let's talk about the loop system, basically the premise of this whole game actually. In Loop 8, you're given a set amount of days to defend the town from a massive Kagai attack. If you fail to defeat this enemy within the allotted time, the world ends and you'll have to reset back to the first day of August to try again. You can trigger this reset earlier too if you choose to. Sometimes the threats you face are obvious and easily circumvented, while other times they're shrouded in mystery and require careful investigation. There's a sense of urgency and excitement as you navigate the challenges and mysteries that unfold. Plus, certain stats carry over to each loop, allowing for a sense of progression and growth. Time is of the essence in Loop 8, and it progresses in real time. Every action you take requires time. Except when conversing with characters, time pauses during conversation, allowing you to continually interact and select the correct actions. The clock only proceeds when there is a cutscene or event. The day ends around 10 p.m.-ish, but there are clever ways to bypass limitation. It's a unique mechanic that adds a bit of realistic touch and forces you to make strategic decisions about how you manage your time effectively. Loop 8 is more than just your typical RPG. It's a blend of real-life sim and visual novel with a heavy emphasis on relationship building and increasing your character's stats and abilities. You'll spend a significant amount of time of the game engaging in daily life activities such as playing arcade games, working out, studying, going to school, and more. Each activity takes a specific amount of time to complete and increases different stats. It's a refreshing change from the usual mindless grinding in dungeons, allowing you to focus on character growth and the immersion of the experience living in this game's world. Just keep in mind that certain activities can only be done during specific times of day, adding an extra layer of strategic planning. Character progression is a highlight of Loop 8. By engaging in activities either solo or with other characters, you can increase Nin's stats. But that's not all. Improving your relationship with various characters also enhances your stats and grants new abilities. As your relationships grow, so do the stats and abilities of individual characters. They become valuable party members for battles once you reach a certain threshold. Some characters can even join your party from the get-go. Additionally, you can obtain blessings by discovering them in the town or by completing specific milestones with characters. It's a satisfying progression system that keeps you invested and eager to build more connections. Let's not forget about this other really important mechanic called Demon Sight, a unique ability that allows Nin to see into the hearts and minds of characters. This skill proves invaluable for both improving relationships and aiding in battles. It adds an extra layer of depth and strategy to the gameplay, making it essential for success. Now, onto battles. Loop 8 features a very simple turn-based battle system, but with a slight twist to it. You can only control the main character, very Persona 3-ish, while the other party members are AI controlled. However, with the power of Demon Sight, Nin can peer into the minds of characters and enemies. You can unleash attacks, abilities, replenish your health and mana while using other abilities to do so. Rather than relying on traditional equipment and items, you imbue your attacks with different emotions, triggering various effects on the enemies. It's a clever and engaging mechanic, especially when facing off with challenging bosses. Loop 8 isn't without its flaws though. The game falls short when it comes to explaining its various mechanics and systems. Much of what I learned was through trial and error and the discovery phase of the game, which never really leaves. It can be frustrating for those seeking clear guidance and direction. Additionally, the loop system doesn't allow for much carryover, which somewhat diminishes the sense of progression. Furthermore, some scenarios can be initially vague and hard to grasp, requiring additional time and effort to fully understand. It's a game that demands a considerable amount of investment of your time and attention. Let's talk about the music really quick. The soundtrack in Loop 8 is straight fire, like just great. It's top notch. The tunes that accompany your journey are nothing short of amazing. They set the mood, intensify the emotions, and bring the world of Loop 8 to life. Whether you're in the midst of a battle or exploring the town, the music enhances the experience and keeps you fully engaged. It's a sonic treat that's worth every second of your time. Let's shift gears over to the art direction. Loop 8 serves up a visual feast. The art style is gorgeous, and the overall aesthetic is simply stunning. The attention to detail in the characters and environments and overall world building is on point. The visuals draw you in and create an immersive atmosphere that hooks you in from the get-go. Whether you're wandering through the scenery or engaging in heart-pounding battles, the visuals enhance the overall experience and make Loop 8 a pleasure to behold. But I gotta talk about some downsides really quick. The voice acting in Loop 8 is a mixed bag, plain and simple. It's a roller coaster ride of emotions ranging from sheer brilliance to instances that make you cringe. There's no middle ground here. While some actors deliver outstanding performances, others might not hit the mark, leaving you with a feeling of inconsistency. It's a shame because solid voice acting can elevate storytelling, but in Loop 8, you never quite know what you're going to get. Also, the visuals can catch you off guard at first. The game runs at, I believe, a 24 frames per second, which can be jarring. It's clear that this decision was made for aesthetics, but it takes some time to get adjusted to the lower frame rate. However, once you're climbing to it, you'll likely appreciate the artistic vision behind this choice. Just be aware it might be a bit of a shock to your system initially. In conclusion, Loop 8 Summer of Gods is a game that requires some effort and an exploration to fully appreciate. It's like peeling back layers to uncover the hidden gems within. While the game may not hold your hand and guide you through every step, it offers a refreshing change of pace from a standard RPG formula. This game leans more into being a life and dating simulator rather than a traditional RPG. Combat and battles make up less than 30% of the overall experience, with the focus instead placing on building relationships and uncovering the mysteries of the town. If you're a fan of cozy, character-driven elements found in games like Persona and Legend of Heroes, you'll likely find Loop 8's unconventional character and story progression to be refreshing. The game's visuals and music are top-notch, creating an immersive and captivating atmosphere. The audio-visual experience is a definite highlight, with stunning art direction and an amazing soundtrack that adds depth and emotion to the gameplay. However, it's important to note that Loop 8 may not be for everyone. If you're primarily seeking a standard RPG experience with heavy emphasis on combat and battles, I don't know, this might not be for you. Additionally, the game's unconventional mechanics and lack of hand-holding may require a bit of patience and investment from players. On the other hand, if you enjoy visual novels, dating sims, or simply crave something different from the usual RPG formula, Loop 8 Summer of Gods is worth checking out. It offers a unique blend of gameplay elements and a cozy, character-focused experience that sets it apart from other games in the genre. If you're up for a challenge, ready to immerse yourself in a world filled with captivating characters and intriguing mysteries, give Loop 8 Summer of Gods a shot. Just be prepared to put some effort into uncovering its hidden gems and charms. Alright, so that's my review for Loop 8 Summer of Gods. What do you guys think of this game? Let me know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, share, and I will see you next review.
So remember, you're in my arena. So like, comment, and subscribe.